Arthur Sterling sits high above a bustling city, a testament to his immense wealth. His sleek, glass-walled office offers panoramic views, reflecting the pinnacle of a successful businessman's empire. He commands a world of luxury, yet today, a quiet reflection settles upon him. Despite a fortune built from a vast corporate empire, Arthur appears deep in thought, a contrast to his typically decisive demeanor. In his hand, he holds a small, unassuming object, a broken wooden pencil, its tip worn down. This simple item seems entirely out of place amidst his opulent surroundings. This isn't just any pencil. It's a tangible link to a moment decades ago that forged his entire journey. For Arthur, this humble, almost forgotten relic represents more than wealth or power. It's the silent trigger of a life-changing memory from a dusty, distant schoolhouse, a memory he's about to revisit. Arthur's gaze deepens on the broken wooden pencil, its old texture a conduit to a distant past. A wave of contemplation washes over him as the opulent office around him blurs into a soft focus. The weight of that small, cylindrical memory begins to pull him backward, signaling a profound shift in time and space. Suddenly, the scene shifts. Arthur is back in a cramped, dusty schoolhouse, sunlight barely penetrating the grimy windows, creating a flickering light. Sweat dripped down his face during a high-stakes exam that felt like his only chance. His heart pounded as he stared at the blank paper, realizing his own pencil had broken irreparably. Despair began to set in, threatening to derail his entire future, when a small, worn hand reached across the narrow desk. Gently, a half-used pencil was pushed towards him. This simple, 2-cent gesture from the boy next to him was a lifeline, an unexpected act of kindness that allowed him to continue, saving his chances that day. With the shared pencil, young Arthur raced against the clock, his hand trembling slightly, but his mind now clear. He meticulously completed the remaining questions, the ticking time his only adversary. That simple wooden tool, a lifeline, ensured his answers were finally etched onto the paper, securing his chance. Completing that test wasn't just about passing, it was the foundation of everything that followed. This critical exam opened the doors to scholarships and advanced education, opportunities he wouldn't have accessed otherwise. The shared pencil didn't just save a grade, it mapped out Arthur's entire future trajectory. Unbeknownst to the kind boy who shared his pencil, this small gesture ignited Arthur's journey towards unimaginable success. It was the crucial turning point, a 2-cent act of unexpected generosity that quietly laid the groundwork for a billion-dollar legacy. This moment, in a dusty schoolhouse, truly began his empire. That humble pencil, one of many old-school supplies, wasn't just lead and wood, it was a lifeline. Arthur's relief expression, so profound in that moment, became the foundation of his confidence. This simple kindness act, a fleeting gesture from one child to another, irrevocably changed the trajectory of his young life, igniting a spark of belief that never faded. Decades later, a broken wooden pencil in his hand, Arthur Sterling fully comprehended the magnitude of that day. He realized the quiet power of a simple helping hand gesture. That moment of young children sharing a tool was more than just passing an item. It was the transfer of hope, a silent promise of human connection that shaped his very destiny. Overwhelmed by a deep, enduring sense of gratitude, Arthur knew he had to find the boy who offered that simple smile. The profound impact of that 2-cent pencil deserved more than just a memory. It demanded a return, a recognition of the anonymous kindness that built a billion-dollar legacy. His journey to the remote village was about to begin. Decades ago, that shared pencil meant the difference between failure and a child's triumph. Arthur vividly recalled the sheer relief of passing that exam, a gateway to opportunities he'd never dreamed possible. It was a pivotal, life-changing moment for the young boy, setting him on an unforeseen trajectory toward success. The memory was as clear as yesterday. Now, standing in his towering office, Arthur's thoughtful expression deepened. He understood that simple act of kindness wasn't just about passing a test. It was the tiny spark igniting his entire future. This profound moment of realization cemented the direct link between that 2-cent pencil and his billion-dollar legacy. Gratitude filled his very being. Arthur knew this wasn't merely about personal thanks. It was about honoring the unseen architect of his destiny. He envisioned a hopeful future, not just for himself, but for the man whose spontaneous generosity created such immense ripple effects. The journey to find him, to acknowledge this profound debt, was about to begin. Fueled by that singular act of kindness decades ago, Arthur dedicated himself to his studies and nascent career with unwavering resolve. He remembered the feeling of possibility a shared pencil provided, driving him through late nights and challenging early business ventures, meticulously building his foundation. His ambition soon scaled with the skyscrapers he began to finance and construct, transforming cityscapes. Arthur Sterling became synonymous with shrewd business deals and market dominance, turning small ideas into sprawling corporate entities, reflected in consistently peaking stock market graphs. Time elapsed, marked by a relentless pursuit of innovation and acquisition, culminating in a vast global empire stretching across continents. Arthur's relentless career growth solidified his place as a titan. Yet the quiet echo of a shared pencil remained the profound, unspoken architect of his legacy. Arthur Sterling, surrounded by the trappings of his global empire, often found his thoughts drifting beyond balance sheets and boardrooms. Despite unparalleled success, a persistent whisper of an unfulfilled quest lingered. A gratitude owed that no amount of wealth could settle. He knew his greatest legacy lay not in his corporate achievements, but in completing this personal journey. One evening, Arthur unfolded a brittle, aged map, tracing a forgotten path to a remote village. The lines on the paper sparked a profound memory, solidifying a decision-making moment he'd long postponed. This wasn't merely a trip, it was a fundamental purpose search, an urgent calling to honor a life-altering debt of kindness. With a resolved expression etched on his face, Arthur announced his immediate departure from the corporate world. The determined man was finally ready to prioritize humanity over profits, setting in motion a meticulously planned journey back to his origins. This profound pivot marked the true beginning of his quest for the man who saved his future. Arthur traded his penthouse views for winding roads, leaving the bustling city far behind. His sleek private jet, usually reserved for global finance, now charted a course toward forgotten corners of the world, marking the true beginning of his quest to reconnect with his past. As the journey progressed, Skyscrapers gave way to sprawling rural landscapes and tranquil countryside views. The air grew fresher, and the rhythm of life visibly slowed, a stark contrast to the relentless pace Arthur had known for decades in his corporate world. Eventually, paved highways dissolved into dusty, unpaved dirt roads, hinting at the increasing isolation of his destination. Arthur's luxury vehicle now navigated through simple villages where humble homes dotted the sparse scenery, a world away from his opulent past. Arthur's long, arduous journey finally brought him to a cluster of remote homes, a village seemingly untouched by time. The air hummed with a quiet simplicity, a stark contrast to his world, yet a deep sense of familiarity washed over him. He knew this had to be the place where his life's trajectory dramatically shifted. Following a faint memory and local whispers, Arthur approached a humble woodworking workshop. The scent of fresh-cut timber and the rhythmic tapping of tools filled the air, guiding him to an open doorway. Inside, an old man, engrossed in his craft, meticulously shaped wood with practiced, steady hands. With a wise, time-worn face etched with years of peaceful labor, the old carpenter exuded a profound sense of contentment. Arthur, heart pounding, took a hesitant step forward, a lifetime of gratitude welling within him. This was the moment, the beginning of a reunion decades in the making. Upon learning the carpenter's humble life story and confirming his identity, Arthur, overwhelmed with gratitude, committed to transforming the village. His vision, sparked by the shared pencil decades ago, now manifested as groundbreaking for a state-of-the-art school. This initial act promised a brighter future, cementing his profound appreciation. Soon, sleek modern architecture began to rise, replacing the humble structures of the past. Local villagers, eager to contribute to their children's future, joined skilled workers, laying bricks and raising walls. The school building, a testament to Arthur's gratitude and the power of kindness, rapidly took shape. Finally, a grand opening ceremony burst with vibrant life and joyful children, their laughter echoing through the new classrooms. The state-of-the-art facility, named after the man who unknowingly ignited Arthur's billion-dollar legacy, promised generations of education. This village, once remote, now stood as a beacon of hope,